Today we are going to install a front and rear facing dash cam on my 2024 5th gen Toyota 4Runner Off-Road Premium. The dash cam that I decided to go with today is the Wolfbox G900 Pro. We're also going to wire it into the reverse light to show you that you can connect it to your reverse function in your when you shift your transmission to reverse. It'll actually use the dash cam as a backup camera because, as you all know, the backup camera on the 4Runner is not that great. But this thing is really cool. It's got some really good features that we're going to chat through today. So we're going to do the unboxing right now. Then we're going to do a quick install video, and then I'll give you my review of it once it's installed. So let's get into it. All right, let's unbox this thing real quick. So Wolfbox G900 Pro comes in really nice packaging. I think it looked pretty solid when it showed up. I got the hardwire kit here, so we can hardwire it into the battery. And when you open the box, the first impression that I get from this thing is just straight quality. The touchscreen looks really nice. You have USB-C up top, your GPS plugs, a memory card comes with it. It comes with a, I think it's a 256 gig, a 128 gig memory card, which is a really, really nice touch that they include that. Pops right in the top, which is also great if you want to pop it out and put it in your computer or something. The back has this really nice heat sink on it, and here is the front-facing camera. So you have that in there, and then you also have your rear camera as well, which comes with a nice bracket on it. So this bracket is going to probably go into the roof of my 4Runner in the rear, and this is the rear-facing camera. Comes with all your wiring, and then this is the piece that gets wired into your actual reverse light. It also comes with a trim removal tool. So you have a trim removal tool. I have some more of these coming. I like to buy these personally and have them in my shop, but trim removal tool is really helpful in popping some of the trim off. And then if you don't want to hardwire it, it also comes with a 12-volt adapter. So if you don't want to hardwire it, you can use the 12-volt adapter here, and you don't have to hardwire it to the battery. You can just pop that in your 12-volt, pop it in the top of the dash cam. But I would check to see if your 12-volt battery is on when the car is off. And if you don't mind that the dash cam is off during that time, that's fine. But just know that if you wire it to the 12-volt, the dash cam might turn off when you shut the car off. So for parking lot situations and things like that. Additionally, it also comes with the GPS. So this is the GPS that's going to stick on the dash. And then you have a couple other things in here. Some things to help you wire tuck things in your vehicle with some sticky tape, additional mount for the rear view camera. And then you have your bungees, which are going to go on top of they're going to help secure the dash cam to the actual rear view mirror. Now let's also go through the hardwire kit real quick. I'll show you what comes in the hardwire kit. You're going to need all the wiring you need to wire this thing in. So you'll have a bunch of different types of fuse connections here. You're going to put this right into your fuse box. For me, it's in the cabin of the vehicle. But you're going to have a bunch of these different fuses here. You're going to try to find the right size connector for your vehicle. They have pretty much every size in here, so you'll probably find what you need in that. And then this is the hardwire kit that runs to the actual dash cam, and then these connect to a ground, and they're going to plug into these connectors, which are going to be attached to your fuse box. So that's everything that comes with it, and I think it's time to jump into the install. All right, so now we're going to get started on the install here, and our next step in any sort of install is going to always be to make sure the unit works before you wire everything. You don't want to get everything all wired and then you don't know if it's a wiring problem or if it's a device problem. The unit powers up, which it does. Touchscreen looks great. I mean, wow, that is a really clear picture, guys. I'm excited to install that. So cool, unit works. Now let's start wiring. I'm going to start pulling off some of the trim here and getting the wires all rigged up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run the rear camera from the back. We're going to install that, run it up to the front of the dash cam, and this is going to sit right here. So for a lot of these dash cams, you can mount them on the outside of the vehicle. That's up to you where you decide to mount it. But for me with the 4Runner, I'm going to mount it because the 4Runner's got a weird tailgate. I'm going to actually mount it right here in the headliner, and it's going to poke out through the back and look through the rear view mirror. So we have a connector here that I'm going to pop out. We have these little tiny clips here. I'm going to pop one of those out. I did pick up some trim tools off Amazon, guys. I like to have some extras. I'll link them down below as well. And some wire splice terminals for use when I tap it into the rear reverse light. But let's just start by popping this out here. I want to go nice and slow. All right, so I got it mounted to the roof here. I put it underneath my push pin in the headliner and widened the hole a little bit in the bracket and stuck the push pin through there and secured it to the rear, so I actually didn't have to drill into my headliner, which is nice. Now I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to route the wire through here. We're going to remove some of the trim here, and we're going to route this wire all the way up and through. All right, so once you get this quarter panel off, you're gonna take the red wire and you're gonna fish the red wire down through here into your jack cavity. And then I'm gonna open this up and this will get us into the rear reverse light. All right, that part can be a little tricky, but your wire will come down through here. You have this gap here, the wire will come down through the panel and you can actually reach your hand up in there and grab the wire. And now you have it next to your reverse light. That's the reverse light right here. And you got a blue and a red cable. And I think we're gonna tie it into this red cable. We get a wire tap and tap it right in. All right, now we're gonna tuck this all the way up to the front of the vehicle. I'm gonna go along the headliner here and just tuck in as I go all the way up and just find where I can easily fit it. And watch out for the airbags. Just don't wanna put a wire in front of an airbag, always go behind them. So let's do that now. Now I'm just gonna strip this a little bit, crimp that on there onto the red wire, and then in here, I put the tap right on the reverse. All right, now you'll see they're connected. And when I shift into reverse, it'll show me my backup cam. All right, now time to hardwire it in. For this part of the install, you're gonna need a couple things. I would get a ratchet with a 10mm attachment on it, an extension for your 4Runner. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ground this piece. This right here is our ground. We're gonna put that into a metal on metal screw here. I found this one right here that you can see that I'm pointing to. I'll point to it with the ratchet here. Grounding it there, and then you're gonna have your red's gonna go to your accessory, and the yellow is gonna go to always on power. For me, the 4Runner, I'm going to use this 15 amp power outlet here for my accessory, and then I'm gonna use this empty slot here for my always on power. And you know, you have to figure out the orientation of the way that your fuses sit in the fuse box. So again, you're gonna need to do some information, do some researching on your individual fuse box to figure this out. And you're also gonna need some needle nose pliers for this part to grab your fuses, because they can be tricky to grab. And you may also want to disconnect your battery as well, just to make sure you don't short circuit anything. All right, so for me, I was able to pop this fuse out right here with needle nose pliers, and then I'm gonna plug that fuse right into the top of our fuse connector here, and I'm gonna put that back in. And the orientation for me is this direction. All right, now we're gonna take our second fuse, and the orientation of this one, based on how the hot and negative come into the fuse box, is gonna be the fuse facing me, closest to the driver's door. Now we're gonna wire it up, and we're gonna check to see, to make sure we have power to the unit after I ground it. So I'm gonna ground it as well. Always ground it first before you wire anything up. So let me get the ground wires set up. And now, perfect. All right, so as I mentioned, you have your always on power right here. You have your accessory power right here, which is the red. So I'm gonna first plug in the accessory power because that's off right now. Slide that in there. Comes with these nice connectors that have a nice rubber sheathing over them, which is good, so you don't have any metal touching metal. That's hot. And then this is always on here. So this is hot wire. And I heard my dash cam turn on. So the last step, we're just gonna tuck these wires back into our footwell. All right, awesome. Now that we have this thing installed, I want to show you guys just how awesome this thing is. I really like this dash cam a lot. I'm super happy that I went with this one because you'll see that the 4K is incredibly, incredibly crisp. I love that. You got the GPS over here in the corner. You got your recording indicator up here. You have 4K front cam, 2.5K camera in the rear. And you have the ability to change that. Different voice commands over here, which are very cool. You can tell it to do things like take a picture. And see how it just took a picture. And then you have your Wi-Fi up top. And then down here, you'll also have your entire menu. So start, stop recording is right there, which is very nice. You have your screen brightness right here, which is great. I like to keep that all the way up. You can split the camera to front and rear. So you can see that the camera in the rear looks great also. And when I'm driving, I notice that I kind of like to keep it on the rear. So it acts as kind of as my rear view mirror. And then if you also want to have it act as your rear view mirror while you're driving, you can just press that button there and it turns off, and it's just like a regular rear view mirror, and you can still continue to see what's behind you, but it's still recording. You can press a button to take a picture. You can lock footage, which is like if something happens where you want to, you know, make sure that you have evidence of it, you can lock that footage so it doesn't overwrite any footage. You can check your footage here. It'll take you to your library so you can view your footage all in here. which is nice. That's the mute button right there. And then you have your settings. Let's go through all the different settings of what this thing can do. All right, so as I mentioned, the resolution is 4K in the front, 2.5K in the rear. It also has an app that goes with it, which I will demo for you here in a second. And it has Wi-Fi control, so you can connect to the Wi-Fi and download any of your footage super easily right off of this thing. So it comes up with this Wi-Fi code, you put that into your phone, and it's super easy, super seamless. Some other features that it also has really good day and night vision. So the day and night vision is really good because it's using the Sony Starvis sensor, which is a really nice 1/1.8 sensor that really allows this thing to have really good vision at night. It also has auto collision sensing, which is very cool. So you see this G sensor right here. You can set the G sensor to low, medium, and high, and if it senses some sort of collision while you're parked, it'll start recording, and if you're driving, it'll lock that footage for you, which is pretty cool. And as I mentioned before, it also has the reverse assist, so when you wire it into the reverse light and you put it in reverse, it shows your backup camera, and it acts, the rear dash cam acts as a backup camera, so pretty cool there. And now that we've talked through some of the features, let's just go through some of the highlights in the menu here. So you can change your different types of resolution. If you'd like to downgrade your resolution, you can, or you can keep it at 4K. As I mentioned, it comes with a 128 gig memory card, so you don't really have any reason to downgrade your footage, but if you want to, you can. Different display modes can be displayed, front, rear, and split screen. You have sound recording modes right here that you can turn on or off. You have loop recording here where you can set the number of minutes that it will loop. As I mentioned, the G sensor, it has a fatigue reminder to keep you alert if you're driving for long periods of time. There's your Wi-Fi, your volume setting is self-explanatory. You can turn the click tone on and off. Your screensaver determines how long it will stay awake, 10 seconds or more. Your screen brightness we already went through. You can change the exposure of the camera. So say you have dark tint on your car and you want to change the exposure to raise it on one of the camera values, you can do that. Voice controls, the commands here, you can turn them on and off, and you can see the different commands, which are lock the video, take the picture, turn on audio, Wi-Fi, turn on the screen, show the front camera, turn on recording, so or show the rear camera. So it has a bunch of different voice controls, which are nice for hands-free driving. I love that. You can flip the mirror around if you'd like. You can flip the rear cam up and down if you would like, if you have to mount it in a certain way. You can change your reverse line, so it can be a full screen display or a panorama display. Parking mode enables it to stay active when you have it hardwired in the car when it's parking, so it doesn't drain your battery. It basically puts this into a sleep mode, and then if an event happens where it's G-triggered or you just do time lapse, this will turn on and record for you. The GPS tracks your speed and your lat long, so if your vehicle's stolen, you can always go back and check your GPS and you'll be able to find the vehicle. You can change the time display, the different GPS displays, and these are more just display oriented. The speed stamp you can turn on or off. There's per hour from miles per hour if you're in a different country and that's your thing. Change the languages, the clock setting, the time format, the time style, the time zone. You can set daylight savings time over here. You can change even the flicker hertz rate. So 50 hertz or 60 hertz is available on there, which is very cool. Then you can format the cards, and there's a help center, and you can also download the app right from here. All right, so lastly, I'm going to show you how the Wi-Fi works here for you. So you press your Wi-Fi button here, turn the Wi-Fi on, and then once the Wi-Fi is on, you're going to go to your settings in your phone, and you're going to select the Wolfbox, which shows up G900 Pro BF31. You're gonna put the password in. You're gonna join the Wi-Fi just like that. And then once you're on the Wi-Fi, it takes you into the app. And the app here is pretty cool. So let's go through the app together real quick. The app, you just hit connect device. So the device is connected, and now I can see a live view of my dash cam from the Wi-Fi. But you have the front cam. You can switch between the front cam and the rear cam, which is really nice. Gotta love that. You can also change the recording. It shows your speed here. And the real reason why I would probably use this is to tap this button in the bottom left-hand corner, and you can go and find your footage here. Let's look through here. You have all my footage here. Let's just say I wanted to download a quick snapshot here. Click download and watch it go, and wow, it's already done. So very, very easy to go on and download your footage in the event that you need it. And you can also, from the app, delete footage. And I'll go back here. You can change, your video camera recording, take a photo from the app. You can change the speaker volume. You can change the loop options, collision sensing, the parking view mode that I talked about before. So you can change quite a few things in the app, which is really nice. And the app functions pretty well. I haven't had any issues with it. So liking that so far. man, after an install like that, my car becomes a mess. So I'm gonna clean it up now and get out of here. But I want to give you my final thoughts on the Wolfbox G900 Pro. Overall, I really love this thing, guys. It is a really great dash cam at a good, affordable price, 300 bucks. I got it right here. Comes in like, it looks like an Apple product. I really was impressed with the quality all around. My wife even likes it. It's wife approved. I can't get over the, the quality of the camera, 4K in the front, 2.5K in the rear. I can't get over how well the app works. Super easy connectivity. You can connect and disconnect and download your footage really easy. I can't believe it comes with a 128 gigabyte memory card in there, which is just awesome. It's got its own micro SD. Some of the camera quality coming out of this thing is better than some of the cameras that I use to film my YouTube videos with. So I'm very, very impressed with that. The other thing that I also really like is that it's giving me peace of mind. So when I park my vehicle in parking lots late at night, I do worry about dings and people backing into me. I've had that stuff happen before. So having the always on recording is really, really nice. So I like that peace of mind that it gives me. I also love the backup camera, as I've shown in the video, the backup camera replacement for the 4Runner. The fact that it taps in to my reverse light and comes on when I back up is huge. I would highly recommend wiring it in. It's super easy if you do get one of these for your 5th gen 4Runner. And I just think at 300 bucks, it's a pretty good value because it has that Sony Starvis sensor in there, which makes it really, really good for night vision. And it just is part of the reason why it has such a good, autofocus and camera quality as well. So if you're going to grab this thing at 300 bucks, please use the link down below. I'd really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. And if you've made it this far, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking this video. It really helps me make more videos. That's really my goal here, is to make more product videos, more car videos for you. So if you've got value out of this, please join the gang here, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.